Welcome to the Lunchtime broadcast, where we highlight the news making waves ranging from current affairs, community stories, sports and economic news. Here are the headlines. Ndeitunga wants open borders for Angolan food, 85 unclaimed bodies in northern mortuaries, and Donald Trump becomes first US president convicted of a crime. I am Diana Master and this is Animated One. Follow all our programs on 102.com or DSTV channel 285 and GoTV channel 25 in Namibia. Midday news update coming right up. The Casa Summit is currently underway. President Angolan will participate in a one-day Heads of State Summit for the Kavango-Zambezi Transfrontier Conservation Area taking place in Livingstone, Zambia. Mbumba departed for the summit on Thursday and is expected to return on Friday, according to a statement issued by the presidency on Thursday. Mbumba is attending the summit at the invitation of Zambian President Hakainde Hichilema. The summit will be held under the theme Leveraging Casa's Natural Capital as a Catalyst for Inclusive Social-Economic Development of the region. Stay with us. Visual News highlights local stories from across Namibia right after the break.
Hi, Kambaripa.
Hi, Melissa.
You look upset. Is everything okay?
A healthcare worker refused to attend to me because I visited the healthcare facility without a guardian.
Healthcare workers are not allowed to do that. This sounds like a job for your shield of survival.
Huh?
Your rights, they're your superpowers. Your shield of survival is your right to life, health, nutrition, shelter, and an adequate standard of living.
For more information, contact the Children's Advocate Namibia in the Office of the Ombudsman on 061 20 73 111. Send us an SMS on 20401. SMS costs 40 cents. You can also send us a message via our Facebook page. Remember, the services of the Children's Advocate are free of charge.
Getting into our visual news clips, the African Child Development Trust Education Project, with contributions from the Capricorn Foundation, distributes over 30,000 pre-primary books monthly and another 30,000 books divided between the first, second and third grade in 9 different Namibian languages. ACDT has distributed 13.5 million books since 2020. Sharni Botha, project coordinator of ACDT, and Marlies Horn, executive officer of the Capricorn Foundation, speaks more about this project. This video is courtesy of Aldo Horn.
Hi, my name is Shanae, and I'm from the African Child Development Trust. Today we are at a school that we work with that we deliver pre-primary books to in collaboration with the Capricorn Foundation. Today we are just celebrating another year relationship with the Capricorn Foundation. They have been supporting the project for the past 3 years, and we are extremely grateful and blessed to have been able to make an impact at this school and so many other schools across the country. We hope to grow the project even more in the coming years. But yes, today we are just grateful to be here.
The Capricorn Foundation is extremely proud of our partnership with the Africa Child Development Trust. It is now the 3rd year in a row that we are supporting this amazing initiative where they are publishing the materials for the ECD centers and also distributing the material through the newspapers of NMH, but also all the other information that they make available to teachers as well as the learners online. So we are like-minded organizations, the Capricorn Foundation and the Africa Child Development Trust, where we really want to make sure that every child in Namibia has access to quality educational material.
We'd like to say thank you to African Child Development Trust. From Love Your Neighbor, we are very happy. The books that you have given us are very helpful. It helps us. We are in a place where we are not able to have all those resources, but you make time, you make those books for us, so we are very happy. So thank you, African Child Development Trust, for your books.
David Akub, organizing committee member of the Nama Cultural Festival 2024, highlights the vibrant traditions and community pride showcased in the upcoming parade in Keetmanshoop. This video is courtesy of Aurelia Africana.
So, guten Morgen everyone. We are currently live reporting to you from the Tape Bridge on the B1 road as we are getting ready as Nama people to start with our parade. This will include horses, there will be a donkey cart and different Nama clans. I see the Heikoa clan is also here and so on, and we'll be marching down all the way to the Westdene Stadium, where we'll be hosting the official event of the annual Nama Cultural Festival. This is the 2024 Nama Cultural Festival, and we have gathered here under the theme and that means we are striving towards unity as Nama people, and that will be all that you can expect. It will be great. The atmosphere is great. The band is also here. The choirs are here. The traditional groups are here. And this is the annual Nama Cultural Festival.
After the break, we get into our newspaper review segment that takes us into the top stories in Namibia's daily newspapers.
Neopaints has established a 67-year Namibian legacy, creating personalized paint solutions that blend quality and innovation for the Namibian people. We pride ourselves in being a 100% Namibian-owned company, investing in our country and our people by employing and empowering true Namibians. With every brushstroke, Neopaints commits to our quality guarantee and always delivering a coat of excellence. At Neopaints, we always stay true to our country. We are as Namibian as you.
Thank you for staying with Animated One. We now take a look at what the lead stories are in Namibia's daily newspapers. Angolan Governor Sebastian Ndeitunga has called for the Namibian police to allow importers of Bambara nuts, also known as efukwa, and beans from Angola to bring these foodstuffs into the country. This echoes a similar call made by President Angolan Bumba last weekend, who said mahangu sellers must be allowed to import it unhindered. Ndeitunga stated, "We welcome the recent statement by the president that people importing mahangu into the country for self-consumption to mitigate the impact of drought should be given preferential treatment. We also kindly request that the same treatment should be given to those importing groundnuts and beans for the same purpose." On the paper's page 3, the Rally for Democracy and Progress, RDP, has accused that the Electoral Commission of Namibia of violating the Electoral Act by refusing to accept the party's election list. RDP President Kandi Nehova claimed the party has been the ECN's main target since the Commission's inception, leading to the party not being able to participate in the 2019 presidential and National Assembly elections. Speaking at a press conference this week, Nehova said on top of failing to refund a $20,000 Namibian deposit the party paid for its election list, the ECN could not provide substantial legal reasoning for the rejection. According to the front page of the Republican, the Directorate of Forestry in the Ministry of Environment, Forestry and Tourism began operations in early May on farms in the Kunene region where protected mopani trees were being harvested for charcoal and firewood. Trucks carrying loads of wood and charcoal without permits have already been seized, confirmed the Forestry Directorate. An exasperated charcoal producer in the Osho district, who chose to remain anonymous, claimed that a forestry official threatened him and demanded a bribe to avoid shutting down his charcoal business. On the paper's page 3, the Otavi Cement Group, OCG, is currently investigating the possibility of building Namibia's third cement plant. This decision was announced during a meeting on May 25th. The group received advice suggesting that it would be cheaper to build a new plant rather than purchase an existing one. Co-founder and shareholder Andre Neethling stated that OCG is considering a plant capable of producing up to a million tons of cement per year, with an estimated construction cost of about $50 million. The company has acquired the mineral rights around the area of the existing Ohorongo cement plant, which is believed to be a world-class resource for cement manufacturing. Needling mentioned that there is enough material in the vicinity to produce cement for 1,000 years. Moving over to the Algemene Zeitung's front page, the Namibian Minister for Environment, Forestry and Tourism, Pohamba Shifeta, expressed satisfaction on Wednesday evening that the partner countries of the Kavango-Zambezi Transfrontier Conservation Area have begun engaging in dialogue. At a summit meeting of heads of states, discussions focused on leveraging the natural capital and cultural heritage of Kaza as a catalyst for integrated socio-economic development in this important eco-region. Shifeta emphasized the need for solid management, similar to his remarks at the recent Tourism Expo in Namibia, where he called for viable solutions in areas that should not be a permanent burden on the state. On the paper's page 3, Namibia's armed forces, NDF, and their colleagues from Botswana reached an agreement on Wednesday to contribute to civil-military cooperation along their common border. The cooperation will commence on June 11th in Gaborone and on June 13th in Katimamulilo. The civil-military cooperation plan operates under the motto, Together for Peaceful Coexistence, Safety and Human Development. According to the joint statement by the two armed forces, a public awareness campaign will be conducted in both countries, with the first campaign scheduled for July 9th to the 12th. Given various shooting incidents in recent years where the BDF members allegedly shot Namibian citizens suspected of poaching in Botswana territory, both governments instructed the commanders of their armed forces in September 2022 to improve coordination. We'll now take a quick ad break and continue with our newspaper review segment right after.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master. Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My.NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
According to the Namibian newspaper's front page, 85 unclaimed bodies are lying in state mortuaries in Ohangwena, Oshana and Oshikoto regions. Of these, 17 are in the Onanjokwe Hospital mortuary, 23 at Ngela, 39 at Enana, 4 at Okongo and 2 at Oshakati. According to a report from Onanjokwe Hospital that was issued 2 weeks ago, some of the deceased died sometime last year, but their families have not yet come forward to claim the bodies. The report indicates that some of the deceased have been in the mortuary since February 2023. The deceased include a mix of adults, both Namibian and Angolan nationals and children. On the paper's page 3, presidential spokesperson Alfredo Hengari says President Angolan Bumba will respond to queries raised by Popular Democratic Movement leader Makenri Vanani about the accountability of the military company August 26 in private. August 26 Holding Company is a 100% government-owned company, and the Ministry of Defense and Veterans Affairs is the shareholding ministry. Vanani wrote to Bumba earlier this month to urge him to immediately ensure the release of the Auditor General's report to the public. Vanani also wrote to Anti-Corruption Commission Director General Paulus Noah in April to demand an investigation concerning the unseen audited report of August 26. He claimed that the audit reports are being held in confidentiality by the Auditor General's office. Moving over to the new era, health and safety issues around lithium mining have once again come under scrutiny after a mining employee allegedly died on Monday after coughing up black mucus and blood. The man, identified as Gerson Nauyoma, was employed at Shinfeng Investments and recently participated in the construction of a $600 million Namibian lithium processing plant. Workers at the mine site are exposed to dust and mineral particles during the crushing of the stones that would later be sorted to extract lithium. On the paper's page 3, former senior police officer Morgan Brian Plackey has been found guilty by the Windhoek High Court of killing his ex-girlfriend and mother of his children nearly 3 years ago. Judge Dina Osiku yesterday convicted Plackey on a count of murder, read with Provisions Act of Domestic Violence Act, for the death of Yvette Sharon Lowe, who died in June 2021. The court accepted the evidence of a single witness who heard Plackey on 7 May 2021, threatening that he would kill Lowe. Osiku said Plackey violated a restraining order which is still in force when he went to Lowe's house on the 7th of May 2021 to confront her about her cheating on him. The deceased was killed on the evening of 25 June 2021 or the morning of 26 June 2021, barely 49 days after the threats were made towards her by the accused, said the judge. According to Market Watch, Bank of Namibia Governor Johannes Gabagab says authorities should seek innovative ways to ensure that owners of communal land can monetize their immovable property, which will allow them to build value around it. He made these comments during a public engagement held in collaboration with the Namibia University of Science and Technology, saying financial institutions should consider accepting communal land as collateral. Currently, 36% of land in Namibia is in communal areas, making up more than 1/3 of the total land in the country. It is very difficult to offer that as collateral, so what we need to think about is if this continues in terms of land tenure, if someone has a 99-year lease on a piece of land, can we think innovatively in terms of offering it as collateral, or do we accept the situation as is, he said. In more economic news after the break, Namibia's total fish exports, which include crustaceans, mollusks and other aquatic invertebrates, reached 3.4 billion Namibian dollars during the final quarter of last year, marking a sharp increase from the 2.8 billion Namibian dollars recorded in 2022.
Hi Sonia.
Hi Tufeni. What are you reading?
I'm reading about the Child Care and Protection Act in this pamphlet I got from school.
What's that?
It is Namibia's main law for the children and the issues affecting them. The Act classifies here that a child is anyone under the age of 18 years. Check out some of the rights meant to protect you. For more information, contact the Children's Advocate.
For more information, contact the Children's Advocate Namibia in the Office of the Ombudsman on 061 20 73 111. Send us an SMS on 20401. SMS costs 40 cents. You can also send us a message via our Facebook page. Remember, the services of the Children's Advocate are free of charge.
In economic news this afternoon, Namibia's total fish exports, which include crustaceans, mollusks and other aquatic invertebrates, reached 3.4 billion Namibian dollars during the final quarter of last year, marking a sharp increase from the 2.8 billion Namibian dollars recorded in 2022. These figures are contained in the Namibia Statistics Agency's latest Agriculture and Fishing Indicators Statistical Bulletin, which was published last week. Total landings of quota species for the period under review amounted to 77,511 metric tons, which is a slight decline of 5.3% when compared to the 81,846 metric tons recorded in the corresponding quarter of 2022. Most fish species landings dropped except for hake, which recorded an increase of 10.2% in the last quarter of 2023. We'll now take a look at the financial indicators just before we get into our African news. The Namibian dollar trades at 23.91 to the British pound, 20.40 against the euro, 18.84 against the US dollar, and 2 Namibian dollars and 60 cents buys you 1 Chinese yuan. All commodities are down save for platinum, which took an upturn of 0.27%, now trading at $1,029 and 91 cents per ounce. We now expand beyond Namibia's borders to give you the latest news from the African continent here on NMH at 1. Zambia's former First Lady Esther Lungu and her daughter Chieso Katete have been arrested over possession of property suspected to be proceeds of crime. The two were arrested on Thursday in the capital Lusaka alongside another close relative identified as Charles Piri, authorities said. Mrs. Lungu failed to give a reasonable explanation of how she acquired a $30,000 estate in the capital, the state anti-drug agency said. Former President Edgar Lungu said the family would challenge the charges in court. The former leader has been accusing the government of victimizing him and members of his Patriotic Front party to block his return to politics ahead of 2026 elections. Stick around. Right after this, we get into our international news and, of course, the news that is breaking the world right now, Donald Trump. A Manhattan jury found Donald Trump guilty of all 34 charges of falsifying business records Thursday, an unprecedented and historic verdict that makes Trump the first former president in American history to be convicted of a felony. Not only is Trump the first former president to be found guilty of a felony, he is also the first major party presidential nominee to be convicted of a crime in the midst of a campaign for the White House. And if he defeats President Joe Biden in November, he will be the first sitting president in history to be convicted of a felon. The verdict in the hush hush money trial was announced after jurors deliberated for nearly 12 hours over 2 days. It will ultimately be up to voters in November to decide the significance of the guilty verdict delivered by 12 ordinary New Yorkers, which on a legal basis does not prevent him from being elected president again. Stay with us. Right after this, we bring you local sports news.
Welcome to What's Cooking, where culinary passion meets expert insights.
Somebody must really want to cook and want to cook good food.
Immerse yourself in the bustling world of professional kitchens as top chefs create mouthwatering dishes. Join us for in-depth interviews as our host explores the experiences and expertise of our guest chefs. Don't miss out. Tune in to What's Cooking on NTV every Friday at 2100 hours and let the culinary adventure begin.
In local sports news, Colin Benjamin is adamant his Chargers will give a good performance when they play Lesotho in an international friendly on Saturday. The team took off yesterday to play Lesotho on Saturday in what is expected to be a thrilling clash against one of Africa's small nations. Namibia will battle Liberia and Tunisia in World Cup qualifiers next week. It is a very good chance for us to get some game time before we head into the crucial qualifiers. We do not underestimate Lesotho because we know they are a good team. I expect the players to give their 100% commitment in this one, Benjamin was quoted as saying. Caribbean Cricket Joel is the name of NMH's on-the-scene coverage of the upcoming T20 World Cup, the journey of Namibia's Eagles team and the incredible vibe that will go with it. NMH's Richard Botha, after his previous experiences at the last two Rugby World Cups, Joel in Japan and France 2023, will this time be joined by our sports team coordinator Brian Monango. The pair will aim to offer as much behind-the-scenes coverage as possible of the Namibian Eagles, who at their third consecutive ICC T20 World Cup will aim to deliver similar highlights to the 2021 Emirates tournament, where they reached the Super 12 with victories over Netherlands, Ireland and Scotland, followed by 2022 in Australia, where they shocked heavyweight Sri Lanka before heartbreaking losses to Netherlands and the Emirates. If you're just joining us, this is NMH at 1 and we'll get into the highlights from today's broadcast right after this, but first let's take a look at our chill guide.
Hello NMH at 1 viewers, my name is Michael Kayunde. I'm back on your TV screens to give you guys a lowdown of some of the events you can expect to check out this weekend. To start with, you can catch that is the 2 Live 2 Comics event, a comedy show taking place at etc. featuring that is Akharab as well as Lifa. Tickets are 120 in advance as well as 150 at the gate. So if you support, that as local comedy, please make sure you head to etc. tonight. Moving along with other events you can still expect to check out this weekend on Saturday, that is tomorrow. If you are a fan of house music, you can make your way to, that is the Loft, where DJ Oskido from South Africa will be performing. He will be supported by local DJs, including Freddy, Zonesh, as well as Tumi Mohammed. Moving along with other events you can still expect to check out this weekend. If you happen to be in Rundu or are headed to Rundu, you can party with, that is South African hip-hop artist Nadia Nakai at AM Ladgeres, that is tomorrow on Saturday for their Weekend in the East Party series. Tickets are available at AM Ladgeres and you can get to party with Nadia Nakai. That's all I had for you for today. Until next time, it's goodbye.
You're watching Animated 1. For those of you that are just joining us, here are the highlights from today's broadcast. Zambia's former First Lady Esther Lungu and her daughter Chieso Katete have been arrested over possession of properties suspected to be proceeds of a crime. A Manhattan jury found Donald Trump guilty of all 34 charges of falsifying business records on Thursday, an unprecedented and historic verdict that makes Trump the first former president in American history to be convicted of a felony. And in local sports news, Colin Benjamin is adamant his Chargers will give a good performance when they play Lesotho in an international friendly on Saturday. I am Diana Master and this has been Animation 1. Enjoy your Friday.